Deep inside a black volcanic mountain sits the abandoned fortress of Draba. Its massive walls are carved directly from solid rock, but the architecture bears the marks of something much more powerful than simple weathering. Deep, brutal gouges are ripped into the stone, claw marks suggesting a predator of massive proportions. The lower courtyards have developed an ecosystem of their own. Thick fog rolls over enormous, mutated plants that emit a strange, unnatural glow. These thick vines and strange flowers move and twist with a life of their own, independent of the wind. A warrior entering this space must confront the fact that whatever lives here systematically dismantled the heavy stone structures around them. The environment broadcasts a clear message. Everything that stood here before was destroyed. Entering the deep ruins shifts the challenge from physical navigation to mental endurance. To step further into the shadows is to submit to a psychological gauntlet designed to break a fighter's focus long before the fight begins. Two specialized warriors, Seris and Calyth, step into this environment, embodying two contrasting combat philosophies. Seris relies on blinding speed and lethal precision. She moves in heeled boots, carrying a thin rapier and a short dagger. When she prepares for combat, she channels a distinct glowing rose-gold aura. Calyth operates with a different set of priorities. She walks barefoot to feel the terrain, relying on the raw balance of a single longsword wielded with one or two hands. Her presence is marked by a stoic silver lilac aura. These weapon choices create two distinct threat radii. Seris's dual-wielding style focuses on a tight, high-speed circle of protection, while Calyth's longsword requires a wide, sweeping arc for maximum leverage. They occupy completely different tactical footprints. Survival depends on whether these two conflicting geometries can snap together into a unified defense when they are finally forced to engage. The stone corridors eventually open into the fortress's forgotten courtyard. Here, the mist is at its thickest, clinging to overgrown trees and broken fountains. From the center of the courtyard, a colossal winged creature rises. It is covered in dark, armored scales, with massive horns rising from its brow. As it unfurls its wings, the sheer physical displacement of the air drives the fog away, revealing the full scale of the predator. The creature doesn't lunge. Instead, it hovers in place, spreading its wings to their full extent. Its eyes burn with an ancient heat, but its body remains remarkably still. By withholding its strike, the creature forces the warriors to endure its presence. It is a behavior that shifts the encounter from a brawl to a test of nerves. This stillness is a weapon in itself. It places the burden of the first move on the warriors, waiting to see if they will break under the weight of the silence and make a panicked, fatal mistake. Seris and Calyth hold their ground. They draw their weapons and settle into their respective stances, but neither woman breaks the stalemate by advancing. The creature finally ends the tension. It tilts its head and erupts with a massive wave of enchanted green and blue fire, a wall of magical heat that floods the entire courtyard. At impact, they cross blades. This diagram shows their rose gold and silver lilac energy locking together to create a single rigid structural barrier. The incoming fire hits this focal point and is forced to split, flowing in a circular ring around the warriors, leaving them untouched. They survive because they prioritized a unified, stationary defense over their individual offensive instincts. For a brief moment, their two conflicting styles became a single, unbreakable object. Once the fire dissipates, the creature stops its assault. It watches them for a moment, then beats its massive wings and ascends, disappearing into the night sky. The strain of the defense is immediately apparent. As the threat leaves, their auras flicker and die out. Both women collapse to their knees, physically and magically spent. The forensic evidence of the encounter is written on their weapons. The intense heat of the magical fire has warped the steel, leaving the edges of both the rapier and the longsword completely dulled. This is the price of their survival. They have successfully endured the creature's most powerful attack, but in doing so, they have lost the ability to wage further war. Their swords are no longer capable of cutting. In the ruins of Draba, the power to endure a killing blow is just as decisive as the power to deal one. Survival here is won through the discipline to stand together and refuse to burn.